And now I have about a dozen eyeballs sitting in my craft room watching my every single move. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And when I say welcome back, I really mean it. I know I haven't posted anything in a long while. That's because I had a huge event going on in my life, but now that's done and over with, I am back with a new video. And even though I haven't posted anything in a while, I have gotten quite a bit of new subscribers, and I'd like to thank you guys all so much for supporting my new channel. For every subscriber that added to it and for every comment, I appreciate it greatly. Thank you guys so much. This is really encouraging. It makes me want to do more, post more often, and that's what I'm going to strive to do from now on. So I hope you all stick with me to the very end. Anyway, in my previous video, I gave my doll hair, and I've mentioned that I want to replace her eyes. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I am going to attempt to make a brand new pair of eyes for her from scratch using resin and everything. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Oh, and if you haven't seen the video of me making a wig for my doll, its link is going to be in descriptions down below. Okay, I'm going to use 2-part epoxy sculpt clay to sculpt the actual shapes of the eyes, and then once it's nice and dry, I'm going to paint the irises of the eyes, and when that's nice and done, I'm going to drop a few droplets of resin inside the irises and see how that turns out. So this is my first time making doll eyeballs like that. I think all of them turned out pretty good for a first timer, but these are my absolute favorite. So I don't know, I might actually end up using them for my current doll. I'll see. And now it's time to glaze them with resin. And I've never done resin before, you guys. I don't want to ruin them. I'm so scared. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, so this is jewelry resin, and it's supposed to be very good quality because it's $20 for these two tiny little bottles. I mean, there were other kind of resin there, but this is the only one that said on the package that it creates the dome shape effect. So I assume other ones will kind of like fall flat, but this one said that it does retain its dome shape. Anyway, after very carefully and thoroughly reading the instructions, I've learned that you're supposed to apply exact amount of 1-to-1 ratio of the resin and the hardener in 1 cup and mix it for about 2 minutes or so. So let's do this. Okay, so I have my timer set for 2 minutes, and I don't know how well you can see the little measurement markings. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. Yeah, so apparently I'm not gonna do much. I'm gonna do hardener and then resin about this much. And hopefully that will give me enough. Maybe that's not going to be enough to do the drops for all of these eyes. So I'll do a little more. I'll probably do 7.5. Okay, let's get on with it. Oh, here goes nothing. That's the hardener. Now I need exactly the same amount of the resin itself. This is much thicker and much harder to squeeze the bottle. Oh, my fingers are hurting, you guys. Just gotta keep going, just gotta keep going.
Oh, for goodness sake, there's an easier way to do this.
Oh yeah, that's much easier. I didn't think of that before. Okay, now I have to mix it for 2 minutes straight, and I've learned that you have to mix it pretty slowly, not fast, in order to minimize the amount of bubbles in there. So I'm gonna press my timer and I'm gonna start mixing it. Gotta make sure to scrape off the sides so that we can actually mix it real well. Look at all them bubbles. You guys, the bubbles are making me nervous. I'm feeling I've mixed a little too much. Maybe I should have trusted my instinct and mixed a little less, because I would hate to waste all of this resin. I don't know what to do with it. Okay, that's the timer. I think it looks good. It got a lot of bubbles going on right now, but I'm gonna see if I can get them out. But before that, I have to go wash my hands because I have this bad habit of not wearing gloves when I'm supposed to. I use my hair dryer to heat up the resin a little bit in order to make all the bubbles rise to the surface. And when my resin looks pretty clear, I proceed to fill my eyes with it. This definitely was a nerve-wracking task. Now I have to wait about 24 hours for it to cure. So let's wait 24 hours.
Day 2.
Oh, wow, you guys. Not bad, if I do say so myself, for somebody who has never worked with resin before. These guys are still my favorite. So I'm still thinking I'm gonna try and see if I can use those. I also like the way Hazel Eyes came out, and I like these too. And now I'm going to apply acrylic varnish on the white of the eye, and then after that I'm going to get inside my doll's head and see if I can actually remove these eyes. When they're nice and dry, I quickly eyeball my eyes to see which ones would suit her best. Then I proceed to attempt to remove her original eyes. First, I try to heat up the glue to see if I can soften it a bit that way, and if that has no effect on it, then I'll try acetone. Oh, guys, it's budging, except my pliers are a little too thick. This part doesn't really fit in. Let's see if I have thinner pliers. I'm gonna try these, see if these will... Oh, is going. Okay, this side right here. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, I got it. So this is how it's made. Interesting. Okay, one eye out. She's looking a little creepy with that one eye. Please bear with me. Okay, let's see. Come on. Oh no, it's not budging. They put a little too much glue on the other eye. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to resort to a acetone, and okay, got this plastic little eyedropper and watch acetone just disintegrate it. Okay, put a few drops of acetone in there and hope that it'll do something. All there is left to do is just wait for a little bit, let it soak, and try again. All right, some time have passed, a few minutes actually, and let's try this again. I'm gonna use this palette knife. Ooh, you guys, it's going real easy. I don't know if you guys can see, it's really kind of awkward to keep it, you know, in the camera, but oh, we got it. Yes. Ooh, we got the second eye out. Okay, it's nasty. Okay, I will not be able to clean it out because it's really difficult to get inside, you know, with something pretty small hole. But that's fine. That's fine. Nobody's gonna see what's the inside. And now she has no eyes, you guys. Now she's even creepier. So that's why we have to give her new eyes. And let's see if the ones that I made will actually fit in there. Let's give it a try. Okay, I'm gonna use these. No, they're too big. Okay, that's just weird. Can't. And they are the wrong shape too. They're so pretty. I love these. These are my favorite. I love how they turned out, but unfortunately they are the wrong size and the wrong shape. They are too big, and this thing is a little too flat and it doesn't really fit well in there. So let's try a pair of smaller ones that I've made. How about these guys? Let's see. These are better. They still don't really fit that well, but this seems to be like it's the right size. Yeah, I don't know if you can see there's like a little gap, I mean, between the eye itself and the waterline. I don't know if there's even a point in me trying other eyes that I've made because they are pretty much the same shape. They don't fit, you guys, they don't fit. Yeah, it was kind of a hit and miss with all of these eyes that I've made, which is kind of sad because I worked so hard on them. But you know what? That's okay, because this was a great practice for me. And I feel so much more confident that I can actually do this. So I am going to make a brand new pair of eyes for her. And I think I'm just gonna make one pair of eyes. But I'll keep these just in case, you know, maybe some of them will actually fit one of the other dolls. So I'll keep these. And if not, then I'll just keep them as a memento. All right, let's strap ourselves in for eye sculpting round 2. Okay, I'm ready to start sculpting the eyes, but this time I'm not gonna use epoxy sculpt. I'm going to use self-drying clay. Few reasons: because self-drying clay is less sticky and it doesn't harden as fast, giving me a little bit more time at perfecting getting the shape down. I'm really liking it, actually. Oh yeah, definitely much better. I guess now I have to fill it with resin and let it cure, and then I can install them into the doll. Alright, here I go again with resin. I make a brand new mixture of my 2-part resin, then I fill in the eyes. Then I heat up the resin in order to get rid of all the micro bubbles, as it's stated in the instructions as one of the options that you could do. I was afraid of something like this happening, so I'm just going to spread around the white of my eye using a toothpick. That way I won't have to apply the acrylic varnish afterwards. Okay, it's holding up the dome shape pretty well, and I just hope it's gonna stay that way. Okay, they look decent, nice and shiny. I just have to leave them like that to set and cure. So I'm going to put them aside and let them cure. Okay, and while we're waiting for our eyes to cure, I'm going to apply her eyelashes. So this is the last pair that I did by molding the eyes to her face, and yeah, they cured flat because as soon as I heat up the resin, you know, to get the bubbles out, it got runny and it just spilled all over and kind of ruined the dome shape I was going for. So I got frustrated. All the eyes that I've tried making, none of them fit her well. Not even these guys. I don't like the fit of them. They look too glassy, too shiny, too watery, and kind of scary even in a way. I've gotten so frustrated trying to remake the eyes replacement for the doll, and quite frankly, I got tired of working with this particular resin. First of all, initial review, it cost 20 bucks. The bubbles are a nightmare to get rid of this one. Even if you do get rid of the major bubbles, the micro tiny ones start appearing out of nowhere, and they don't pop, they don't rise to the surface and disappear on their own like it states on the packaging. It doesn't do that. The bubbles are there to stay. Also, I got tired of waiting 24 hours for this resin to cure on top of that for each pair of eyes I make. So I just tried doing these types of eyes off camera, just, you know, creating the simple eye shape and painting over them without you doing the whole dome thing in resin, and just using a glossy varnish on the top. That this may actually solve my problem. And I mean, they're not terrible. I don't absolutely hate them, and if all else fails, I'm going to leave these as an extras, as an, you know, last resort, because after doing a little bit more research on resin and how to properly use it, I've stumbled upon this UV hard resin along with this UV flashlight, which is 1 part resin. You just apply the few drops, you don't have to mix nothing, and you just shine this black light or UV light, and it's supposed to harden in a couple of minutes. And I thought, when I stumbled upon this particular resin online, I thought, you know, if it takes 2 to 4 minutes to cure, then I can keep experimenting with the eyes until I get them right. So we're going to try making yet another pair of eyes for my doll using this particular resin. Let's do this. But before I make another pair of eyes, I actually want to test this first. Okay, let's open this thing up. Sealed, that's good.
Okay, I think I've probably overheated it with the UV flashlight because it turned slightly yellow. Can you see that? Let's try another drop and just shine a flashlight, just give one little tiny flash. Okay, this one turned slightly yellow also. And now I'm going to apply one more dot and let it cure on its own, exposed to the natural sunlight, and see which one does the better job. So that's the last one, and I'm going to put it somewhere where I have the most sunlight. And while we're waiting for it to cure, I'm gonna start sculpting the eyes. Okay, so my UV resin has fully cured by now while we were doing the eyes, and the color just the way it is. I mean, it doesn't matter which way I cured it, it still turned out to be exactly the same color, this slightly yellow tint. Which is fine because I gave her hazel eyes anyway, so it won't make a difference either way. All right, let's do this.
A few moments later.
Okay, eyes are cured and they're looking good. Let's test them out. All right, the eyes are in and they are looking great. I love it. Now I need to secure them from the inside so that they don't fall out. So I'm going to use these 2 pieces of felt that I already pre-cut and apply some E6000. All right, I was finally able to get her eyes to look just right and to fit just right in there too. As much as I like the whole experience of making eyes, dealing with resin and everything, I'll try not to ruin the original eyes of any other dolls because, as you can see, they are a nightmare to deal with. I guess I still don't have enough experience to create my own eyes. But she looks great, and now we can finally move on to her outfit and accessories, which is extremely exciting.
To say that to make a brand new pair of eyes for my doll was challenging is a major understatement. The way I struggled with them, you would think I've never drawn eyes before, which, you know, well, ironically, eyes is actually one of my favorite things to draw. I do them all the time. I practice drawing, like when I'm bored and I pick up a pencil and I start, feel like sketching something, the first thing that I sketch are eyes. And yeah, that's just, I don't know what happened there with the eyes. But in the end, I actually did prevail. Even though I thought of giving up several times, I gotta admit, I am glad I didn't give up. I'm glad I decided to do it myself because I absolutely love these eyes on her. They turned out really beautifully, especially for a beginner who's never worked with resin before. So yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we're getting there. We're getting closer to completing this doll. So if you want to see how it's gonna turn out in the end, then subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell button for notifications. I'll try to work as fast as I can and post as often as I can, but time isn't always on our side. So in any case, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and see you in the next video.